Hello, I am Victor Hurtugach and today I am going to show to you TestNForce. TestNForce is a Visual Studio 2010 add-in that allows developers and testers to identify the subset of tests that have to be executed in order to validate code changes. For this I am going to use a compiler project that I started recently. The current solution has 10 test cases, one that checks the environment and doesn't cover any compiler code, while the rest cover different parts of the parser, like object parsing. TestNForce offers a very simple and intuitive user interface. There are two menu items in the test menu of Visual Studio, and one context menu that is available only when right-clicking method names in the code editor. This is the whole interface of TestNForce. We are just one step away from being able to use TestNForce. An index has to be created, and for this I invoke the Update Test Mapping option from the test menu. I will follow the update process in the output window, where I can see detailed information about what's happening as well as any errors that occur during this process. After a while, I am informed that the index was created with the information collected from the test that passed. Having the index created, I can invoke the first option of TestNForce. What tests do I need to run? But, as expected, there is nothing to be run because nothing changed since the last index update. Now let's make a change in the code. I will change the parse method that returns false in the case of a failed parsing to throw an exception instead. For this, I will check the result of the inner parse method, which is the method that parses the input stream, and I will throw an exception with an appropriate message if the result is false. Now I will save the file and re-invoke the what test should I run method. You can see that now I have some tests in the result, and between them we have just the tests that actually need to be executed. For example, the one that checks the environment variable is not displayed. Now if I remove the changes and re-invoke the option, again I will not have to run any tests because the file is identical to the original. Even if I don't change a method, I can see what tests cover it. If I right click its name and show covering tests, I will get the same result as the ones that I obtained when I changed the code. You can get more information about TestNForce and read the papers that we publish by visiting victorhurdugach.com/project/TestNForce.